Subway's Jared Fogle, well, he has a pervy friend, a child obesity charity director. It's his charity director, Michael. He's entered a plea of guilty to child porn charges. Now, this is 44-year-old Russell Taylor. According to documents, court documents, these are unclassified now, people can read them. He solicited a woman to come and engage in bestiality in his house. The court documents reveal that Taylor, quote, asked her if he and another adult female, she identified herself as Jane Doe in these documents, could engage in an act of bestiality. Now, the woman, she did not agree to the request, but apparently Russell also sent her a photograph of what he wanted her to do with the animal. And I don't know why they threw this in here into these court documents, because frankly, he wasn't charged with bestiality. I don't know if it was just to smear him as well as point out the fact that he was engaging in child pornography, you know, these images with Fogel or not, or if they just wanted to mire him more because this is Indiana. Why do you think they did that?
It is hard to imagine that this story would get any weirder and more gross, and why they would bring this up, I don't know, but I think it actually is pertinent to the case, because one could say, all right, listen, if we're also dealing with bestiality, we are dealing with some deeply troubled people here, therefore whatever we give out to them in the form of punishment is going to be well-deserved. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it's further to describe the type of characters that we're dealing with, I suppose.
Well, this investigation into Taylor began last year. He apparently offered to send a woman photographs of child pornography. He was also reportedly asking this woman if he knew her late husband, with whom he'd previously been friendly with, if they wanted to have sex with an animal in his house. So investigators actually latched on to this case and then found out that Jared Fogle was actually dabbling in child porn himself. But this just seems to be a rampant, never-ending issue of child porn. I couldn't figure out why Jared Fogle would actually have a child obesity charity. I mean, okay, so he was formerly fat, he lost a bunch of weight. Where do the kids come into this for him?
Well, I think that when you are these type of predators, I mean, you seek these types of opportunities out, and it has been shown with some of the pedophilia cases in England with the DJ whose name escapes me at the moment. He had numerous charities, and listen, these guys want to be in access to children. And whether that be a charity or a youth group of some sort, it puts them where they want to be, and unfortunately, it puts this veneer over it that they're somehow doing good. It's pretty gross.
Jerry Sandusky comes to mind when I think of this, because of his massive charity operations, massive scale, even going as far as to adopt children. But that really that's the most troubling aspect of this for me, that he actually had this charity that was supposedly helping kids. And in fact, these two cockroaches, they tend to stick together. I know we talked about this earlier, where there's one, there seems to be more, and that seems to be the case here.
It's interesting because this Russell Taylor is the former director of his charity.
That's right.
And he went, Jared Fogle also went as far as to loan the man, I believe, $200,000 for a new house.
He's now suing him over that $200,000 too. You're right.
It's clear that at one point these guys were two peas in a pod.
They were buddies.
And they were watching each other's back, most likely, so.
And trading images as well.
Certainly.
Do you think, going back to this bestiality issue, because when I read this morning in the Indiana Star, I'm thinking, why does anybody care about the bestiality? There was no charge involved with that for him. Do you think it was just to bring him down further? I mean, I wish that they just stuck to the facts in this case and said, okay, he was found guilty of child porn. They really had to throw that in there. That was the one snippet of court documents that was actually played and replayed, that the man wanted a woman to engage in sex with an animal in front of him. I mean, okay, we got it, but why do you think they did? Just for shock value?
But the prosecution brought that up, correct?
Yes.
I rest my case.
All right, Michael rests his case. What do you think about Fogle's pervy friend, director of his charity, also entering this plea deal, guilty, 12 counts of child pornography possession, and the sidebar bestiality that, in my opinion, has nothing to do with this case? Log on, post your comments below about this story. While you're at it, be sure to check out the rest of our channel, and of course, subscribe to the Lip TV for more.